Well, this feels a bit private.
Hello? Flurry?
Close. But not quite.
What the fuck?
You gotta
is
remember
this?
to talk, Hamsky.
Oh my god. I guess so.
I'll meet you
One
outside the
second.
front. I'll meet you outside the front door.
If you're invisible right now, I swear to God. I knew it. Are you coming in? Or what do you want to talk about? Wait, 1 second. I need to check the building. So I recently had the people I care about threatened.
I know. I'm quite aware.
Jeez.
Kind of why I'm here.
Wait, how do you know?
Flurry's phone.
Why do you have Flurry's phone?
After the meat rack on a Sunday, Ray, Lance, and I went with Flurry. Or we were sitting down with Flurry and we were talking. We got the happy magic thing under control. He's back to normal.
I'm glad.
While we were talking, Gormunda came up and Flurry talked about how she still viewed him as a friend, which I was going to voice my opinions on the subject because we're trying to make you feel better, not worrying about that. But she talked about the conversation they had had over the phone, and that things about it she wanted to tell people, but she felt like if she told people she'd be betraying Gormunda if she said anything. So I told her, don't worry about it, and you don't have to say anything to anybody. And I picked it from her pocket before we left. She's perfectly fine. I didn't take her anywhere. She's back at the warehouse.
I have...
Her way of contributing without having to contribute.
I still feel like that's dangerous for her. Because I went to the High Hall. And I'm not allowed to talk about this. I went to the High Hall recently.
Where? It's not where it's supposed to be.
It's not where it's supposed to be, but it's in another... corridor. The hyperbolic time chamber fucking corridor outside of space and time something or other. Fucking
Wait,
Valentine told me.
Is it some fucking infinite corridor bullshit?
Infinite corridor, that's what Valentine said.
Oh my god, everyone's just fucking with these interdimensional spaces between time and... This is as close to time magic as you can get without getting time magic. You realize that, right? This is that whole fucking shit you're trying to avoid.
So it is a hyperbolic time chamber, and we could throw Callie into it because they're definitely supposed to be older than they are.
First off, I don't know what the fuck Callie's supposed to be. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Callie's a lot of things. Gremlin, a detractor of bad spirits, I think a warrior of some kind.
Well, I mean, that's a minor joke, but okay, back on topic.
Yeah, kinda. But no, I read that, I saw it. And I mean, it doesn't say anything really outside of, obviously, what we could only assume, outside of the direct comments made to certain people in that text.
Is it locked?
No, it's open. I made sure I left it open for you. I wanted you to see it. Originally, I was just going to leave it in a box at your front door with a note on top saying, "Don't worry, Chloe's not kidnapped. She's back at the warehouse." But I thought that would have been too informal.
I'm gonna be real.
You deserve.
I worry for Fleury's life if this even leaks, because he literally threatened to kill me today. He was paying me for a job, and he said for every 1% of your credits, I will give you 1 second to escape here. And then he chased
Why?
Valentine out. Because he sees us as enemies, because we pushed him. All of us pushed him.
So you did a job for him, and then he threatens to kill you after he pays you.
I did a job for him because I was afraid he would hurt the people I care about, and yes, in the end, he threatened to kill the people I care about. Yeah, it's, the one thing I'm confused about is how I have these positive memories of Gormunder, and now I'm confused if he's even, or ever was that person. If he's always been playing this fucking game with everyone.
I don't know. I'd like to give you a proper answer and tell you something that makes full sense, but I can't.
Don't mention this anywhere, by the way. He said if I talk negatively about him.
Oh, he can go fuck himself for all I care. Fuck that big oaf.
He's going to murder the council.
Yeah, you mean the thing he already tried to do once?
He tried today. Could be the next person that angers him. He tried with me, and he was gonna try with Higgs, but Higgs wasn't there. It was Valentine.
Higgs is a little busy right now, so I'm not surprised by that.
Going through some shit. And I know.
Yeah. I'm away too.
If my suggestion of a punishment can lead to my life nearly being ended, I think it's okay for me to do the same to them. Well, this is a good line to know. I will never pretend to be someone I am not ever again. So that guy that chased me out of the high hall, and the guy that I met standing at a fucking statue showing remorse for his past, that guy was a facade, and this one's the real one. I will never bow down to them as they have asked me to do.
I would like to also point out, by the by, just for clarity's sake, to check the time or the date that those texts were happening.
It was right after the council, when we attacked him.
Mm-hmm.
When I, out of anger, went there and pushed him. I'm well aware that
You went there, but you did not attack him. You left.
I attacked him. Whether you or anybody else wants to believe it, I could have given an option. No one told me to give that option. I told him to bow down and apologize at the Purple Lotus. Because I saw him do it in the past, and that was probably a facade. I gave him something he would never do.
To be fair, Slade and I also came in late on that entire ordeal, and we weren't even there to participate. We were just watching from the elevator, so we caught the middle of it, so I didn't see the full thing from beginning to end. So with that information, do what you will.
I could have been the one that stopped that. And I didn't.
Why not?
I was angry. I wanted him dead for threatening me and people I care about.
Yep. Probably would have said the same thing. But I also would have realized too that just propagating more violence is going to end with that. However, at the same time though, we also know how Gormanda acts. He's come here multiple times threatening. It isn't just a one-time situation where he was angry. He came to make a point. Again and again. About what he was capable of, what he was going to do.
If they fear me, they shall leave me alone.
I think you realize that's not true at all. They fear him, it's going to make it worse for him.
He moved his entire place outside of here.
If he doesn't want to be fucked with, the easiest thing he can do is just not fuck with anyone at this point. At least until the heat dies down enough. But even then, if you go straight back to what you were doing before, you're going to end up in the exact same spot. More people at your door. Maybe these won't try to spare you this time.
Okay, well,
I respect you. Still respect you. That's why I brought you the phone, that's why I brought you these messages. I haven't shown them to anyone else yet.
if anyone finds out we have these, if Gormander finds out, Flurry's in trouble, so I don't want this to be seen anywhere.
I will protect Flurry if it comes to that. I know you will too, and I know half of this fucking universe will step out of the way to protect Flurry. But I'm bringing this to you, so I'm making it my responsibility that she stays safe.
I appreciate it. I need to stop Flurry from going there. I think that's... Also, I
didn't want to tell her.
Go on.
I didn't want to discourage her after Shane. And everything that's been happening, Kaiga. Still waiting for him.
Soon. I think.
That's what she said, what you had said. Soon. Which is not to discredit you, not to say I don't believe you. He severely misses him.
I know it's just taking a lot of planning and it's risky and it's hard to fucking deal with everyone being dickbags.
Let me...
Speaking of my mistakes, pushing Gormander, this whole thing taught me that I should stop and breathe and go talk to the people that I've been treating poorly. So I went and I talked to Athena.
She's been happening a lot recently.
She's changing. For the better. And no one's gonna accept that. But I don't think we want a Gormander scale event happening again. We don't want Athena to feel like they have no one left and they attack everyone. She's talking to Calypso. I found notes. She's also building a house with Calypso. And they're working together, and Athena's laughing and smiling, and I've never seen her smile, actually, until today.
That's good. Progress, at least. Mind you, I've been staying away from Athena and Calypso mostly just because of how every situation before has turned out. And I've gotten yelled at a few times by Patty and them and Orlando Saka for how I've acted, so then I'm following the age-old adage, if you had nothing nice to say, just stay away. So I'm at least glad to hear that she's doing better and she's beginning to come around.
I think with her growing, she's not the one that needs to come around sometimes. It's hard to look past
Still
people's
what-
mistakes. And those are big mistakes. Big.
Yeah, that's the point I was going to bring up, is these aren't just a simple, I fucked up by hitting somebody or hurting someone. These are colossal issues. And I get it. Trying to make up for it. Trying to do things to make it better. I get trying to change after you fuck up. This one's just going to take a while, but
That's what I'm
I'm
telling
glad to
you.
hear she's on the right path.
I think she needs guidance.
Someone in mind.
I mean, I'm giving her advice, but I don't think that's the best. She just needs people that will help her and not. She needs people that'll tell her to breathe when I'm yelling in the street at someone. People tell me to calm down or breathe, or I go and talk to them after and it makes things a little bit better. You, for example.
I think I'm probably the last person that Athena would want to talk to, literally calling her a terrorist in the middle of the street multiple times. Probably doesn't put me high on that list of people she wants to talk to.
I think you seeing who she is now helps everyone. If you would be open to listening to her. Personally, I'm afraid of what people will think of me, and I'm ignoring that.
You heard my stance on reputations, right?
I don't think so.
Reputations are bullshit. Reputations don't mean a fucking thing. Because you can fight in a war, you can protect thousands of lives, you can sacrifice pieces of your body to ensure the safety of everyone around you. But you start showing a little stress, you bark a little too loud, suddenly you're the bad guy and no one remembers all the work you put into it. No one remembers the steps that got you to this point. They just see that one time that you bit the hand, and that's all they see.
I can feel that, and I have learned to ignore it now.
Yeah.
Or ignore people.
It takes a while. Real friends and real people who know you understand and give you time to show. Populists, they'll do whatever they want. People's court's always like that.
Well, all I can do is hope people will see what Athena has become, so that she doesn't become Gormunder.
I'm not afraid of her becoming Gormunder. She's got a mask. That's what I would be afraid of her becoming.
She told me that story about Gregor. How Higgs and Gregor were friends before, and then he did all the bad shit, and then at the end he sacrificed himself to protect people. And I couldn't get past the middle chunk where clearly he was doing horrible shit, and I told them, like, you can't say these things. I get what you're saying. But at the end, if he died protecting people or not, he still did that large chunk of bad shit. And I don't even know what he's done. I just know he's done bad shit.
He's attacked you a few times.
I know.
He's threatened you a few times.
I know. But I don't know who he was. I don't know what his agenda was. I just think he was spreading disease because he thought that's how you would continue life or something like that.
Gregor's mentality was that the world was sick and he was going to cure it. He was a healer. It's what he used to be. It's what he viewed his plague. The entire purpose of it was not necessarily to kill, it was to unite. Because you started seeing things his way. You started hearing the voices of everyone else that was connected. And then when you died, your body came back to join him to help spread that message. To spread his cure.
I heard he was being manipulated too. By something.
He was being manipulated after a while. But everything he did up to that point beforehand was still him. He still killed, he still blew up the Medusa's eye. That was him that did all that shit. No one else influenced him to do that. I talked with him after he manipulated me, after he infected me, after he caused me. After he caused me to kill Chris. He finds you at your lowest and offers you power, so you won't be there anymore. And no one else has offered a hand to you in a very long time. And you're weak, you're hungry, you're starving. There's no other hope for you. So all you can do is say yes. He preys on people like that.
So, kind of like
He's a
Athena.
manipulator. Athena was the prime target. Easy to see. Daughter, Mr. Father. Angry at the world, didn't think anyone was doing anything to help her. Thought she was on her own, backed into a wall. Told Gregor, offered a hand. It's easy to see how someone might look at that and understand that Gregor might be considered a friend. But of course, trying to point that out to her after we got done fighting, when no one had the energy to fight her on the subject, she just took the helmet and left. You want to show that she's changed?
Yes.
Make her return the helmet.
She
Lock it up and no one can find it.
cares about whoever that was. Maybe they... I don't... I'll
She cares
try.
about the idea of what he wanted.
I think she cared
Okay,
about
and I talked to
him.
him. They're much better people to care about and learn from and choose from than Gregor. He had the right idea. Terrible execution. Absolutely terrible execution and enforcement of his will. I even told him that too. I told him if had he gone to his own place, away from people, offered his solution to them if they came to him willingly, he probably wouldn't have been bothered. probably would have been fine. But he asserted his will and his influence over people forcibly.
Oh, fuck! I need to get somewhere. I am already like an hour fucking late. Oh,
You're fine.
you kidnapped Skipper, right?
Once? Yeah.
I think in a few days they'll be okay. I hope.
Good. I overheard at the onsen, and before then I'd heard a couple of things.
We've made a deal with their creator, and then that hopefully buys them their freedom and also protects them in the future. So I'm hoping this will all work out, and then we can get Skipper their memories back, and they won't have the massive hole that you clearly see when you see them at the onsen.
Well, I believe there's a redhead that was with the CEO of the company that met me at the ball. Does not care for me.
Why?
It's a good question, because I was hidden the entire time I kidnapped her, so she couldn't have seen me, and I wasn't even the one who put my hands on her.
She seems to be... I've only heard moderately good things. She's the good one, I guess. She wants permission to see Skipper on the contract, and I said as long as Skipper agrees with their memories back.
With the memories back, sure, but if I recall, and maybe I need to double check my memory on this, I asked Skipper if she was in danger when she was hanging around her, and she told me yes. We had a little code word.
We're writing up contracts, magical contracts. I have 2 lawyers that seem very confident or competent.
You didn't hit up me. I was.
Are you a lawyer?
Lamont told you what I was, correct?
You're... I don't remember the name, but you're from where he's from, I think. I don't know. You're
His words. Really, at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. What does matter is what I am and what my house is and what my family does. Because they're knowledge keepers. Contract makers. The shit you hear about people making deals with devils, who are the people who negotiate between devils and demons? Along with humans too. Well, really, anyone who wants to make a deal of that variety.
Then I might have a second contract for someone like you to look at.
Sure.
I'm buying that mega building.
I heard rumors about that being retrofitted with something.
I am going to try to make a park. So I need to acquire the inside, which is hard, and it's a lot of money, so I need to make a deal with someone else, maybe multiple corporations. And I need to do it soon, because also my deal this week involves one of the floors on that building. I have to trade it to them.
Let me see what companies I can reach out to that we made friends with.
I've already
I think
got...
would be interested in something like this.
Well, if you have corporations that can, that would help, but I've already got a loan, which could be bad for me, but I need it now.
Question. Have you talked to potentially Bishop or Gildear? Bishop, more than likely. Because you talk to Gildear, you're mixing politics in your business, and that's a bit of an issue. However, Bishop sells you his moonshine. So you already got a working business relation. I don't think
True.
it'd be too crazy to talk to.
I could talk to Bishop. Ultimately, I want the entire building to at least be in a semblance of my control. And then the person that I am going to make this deal with, who loaned me some of it, is going to get the top. They keep all their shit up there away from us, which would be corporations.
Yeah, just make sure you're careful about it.
I'm trying. If I decide to have you as a
So-
lawyer, I'll send you the contract. I've already written everything for the most part. I need to cover loopholes and all that sort of shit.
Even if you don't hire me, I can still glance over just to see if I see anything that might be abusive.
Can I be real? I feel like you're an information broker and you'll take information and run with it.
You want to know a secret?
What?
I'm gonna pull a flurry on you. Pinky promised me what I'm about to tell you does not leave this room.
I can fist bump.
It's Pinky promise.
Bruh, okay, first of all, handshakes are fucking bad. I feel like a pinky promise.
We
is
don't
bad.
work like that. We don't work like that. This is more of a on a level of respect for one another. The deal struck and your blood is mine. Now, fucking with you. Relax. I've already got it. Haha. I've already got an info network out there already. We've had one for a while.
Okay.
I like to know things so I can keep people safe. So I go to council meetings all the time. I don't go to council meetings because I'm interested in politics. I want to know the shit that's going to happen before we have to deal with it, so that way I can warn people like you. People like the Misty Shore twins, just the people who could be affected by these things.
That's understandable. Then maybe I'll...
If it makes you feel any
Do
better,
this with
I don't have anyone working in the meat rack for that.
Bro, I don't have to
Anyone
worry
like
about
that.
you. I already know Geldier has like half the fucking staff.
Ooh, beautiful part about being me. Everyone loves me. Even when they shouldn't.
Alright, I gotta get to Skipper. I need to make sure they're happy.
Okay.
Don't mention the Gormander
I'm
stuff.
walking up with you.
And don't mention the
I
Flurry
don't know what
stuff
you're
either.
talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I just came here to have a drink with my friends. I haven't talked to you in a while. Also, some synthetic came up to me earlier today with a bag of rocks and said it was from my cock.
What? Why would you fucking say that to me? I don't even want to fucking know.
Well, it's just funny because if I recall correctly, you were trying to buy one of my statues at the bowl.
What the hell does that have to do with your cock?
Well, a bunch of rocks that apparently from that. Can't help but wonder if one of my statues has already been vandalized to an unfortunate degree.
First of all, your statues didn't have a cock unless your cock is actually a dog dick and it comes out. And I've discussed this with people. 4 dog dicks, pink thing coming out.
I'm not gonna tell you how I work. You gotta buy me drinks first.
I'm going through the corpo elevator.
That's fine. I took this way today. I thought I'd go the old-fashioned way. Be safe, Hamsky.
You too.
Please.
We need to hang out more.
We do. By the way, saw your new girlfriend. I'm assuming it's your girlfriend now, at this point. How close you've been.
She is, and Gormander threatened them directly with a picture.
She's safe now. Don't worry. I'll make sure of that.
Don't. It didn't come from me in any way.
She won't even know we're there.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds creepy as hell, like you're gonna fucking spy on them. Don't do that.
No, not spy on them. I will not spy on them necessarily. Mostly think of it as having a guardian angel when you're in public areas. Except, well, I'm far from an angel.